Today I'm going to provide a narration from the writings of a mystic by the name of Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard was a New Thought author and mystic born in St. Michael, Barbados. New Thought is a spiritual movement that started in the United States in the early 19th century. New Thought thinkers usually wrote about the relationship between consciousness, thought, and belief in the human mind, as well as the effects of these within and beyond the human mind. Goddard, one of the pioneers of the law of attraction, immigrated to New York City in 1922, where he began to study under a rabbi who introduced him to the Kabbalah. Goddard's philosophy deeply is rooted in spiritual teachings, and he believed that this power was accessible to all. He encouraged his readers to look within and tap into their inner power and understand to create positive change in their lives. This is where source came from. He also believed in our thoughts as powerful forces which can shape our lives and manifest our desires. Goddard taught that our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are keys to unlocking the power and achieving our dreams. By understanding how we create our reality through conscious thought and intention, we can begin to control our lives and start down the path towards true fulfillment. And now I'll start the narration for Neville Goddard's book, I Know My Father. I am reading from chapter 1 entitled, I Am. My Father is he whom men call God, but I know my Father, and men know not their God. My Father and your Father are one. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. I and my Father are one. One Father made us all to live, move, and have our being in him, the one. Who then is this one that we have in common? The one and only thing all men have in common is this. All men know that they are. This claim that we are, this awareness, is our Father. There is no place that man can go and know that he is not. If I take the wings of the morning and fly to the uttermost parts of the earth, thou art there. I know that I am. If I make my bed in hell, I know that I am. If I should suffer amnesia and completely forget my human identity, I will still know that I am. For it is impossible for man to know that he is not. You can say, I am not that, but you cannot say, I am not. For your very knowing is a declaration that you are. So whether you claim yourself to be or not to be, you are actually claiming that you are. Thus, man is ever saying, I am. This knowing that we are, this awareness, is God the Father. The moment this unconditioned awareness becomes conditioned by claiming itself to be that or the other, the differentiation takes place within the formless awareness, and our impersonal Father, our real self, becomes personified as that which we have conceived ourselves to be. So I take this to interpret as whatever we are conceiving ourselves to be is what we are experiencing. So be mindful that you come from a larger source, that you can create any conception of yourself. So be mindful of what it is you're conceiving yourself to be. This impersonal presence that we are may be likened to space. For space, though formless, gives form to all. If formless space is extracted from the book you are reading, the body you wear, the earth you stand on, all would vanish. Consciousness, though formless, gives form to that which is conscious of being. But the moment you withdraw your formless reality or consciousness from your conception of yourself, the form that you're wearing, this conception passes away. This conception remains formed reality only as long as the invisible reality wears it. So that's very powerful, and I really take that to mean that whatever we're identifying ourselves with is what we are being and seeing and how we're moving. So to remove that identity and to choose a new identity, you can do at any point as long as you see it and wear it in the present. Our Father is spirit, formless, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. I and my Father are one. My awareness of being is the formless Father who gives form to that which I am aware of being. and in so doing loses its formless, nameless presence in the form and the nature of the conception of itself. As water loses its identity when mixed with things and yet remains untarnished when it is extracted through distillation, so is the awareness of no thing loses itself in things' conceptions of itself and remains immaculate through spiritual distillation. You are spiritually distilled and extracted from your conception of yourself when you cease to be identified with it. So you can clean up any identity that you've had about yourself that has felt unclean or unnatural or just something that you haven't enjoyed, because you come from something higher and the true you is untarnished, it is unstained. Now that you have found this one to be your Father, the eternal now, I am, do not return to the prodigal state and beg for the crumbs of life. Remember your Father, the now, the only reality. Claim yourself now, this moment, to be that which you desire to be, and regardless of what your claim may be, your Father, the awareness that is now, will give you by becoming the thing claimed, but you must ask for it in this manner. So be aware of being that for which you ask. No longer look for your Father in time and space, for your Father is the awareness that is now. I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. My awareness and that which I am aware of being are one, but I am greater than that which I am aware of being. The conceiver will always be greater than its conception. The creator will always be greater than that which it created. The Father, consciousness, is greater than the Son, which is conception of self. Now your eyes are open. Your Father God, Almighty, has been revealed to you as the awareness of being. And so to wrap that up, really thinking about what that is saying, that what we are aware of being, what we identify with, what we look at as being truth is what we will truly experience. So at any given point in the present, you can identify with something different because you come from something unstained and clean, and you can create from that very space. But remembering also that we're not looking for these things in time and space, meaning we're not looking for these things in the future. We are claiming it in the present awareness. So if you claim and desire to be in a place of joy or in a place of having love, then it is important to not think of seeing love for yourself in the future with the hope of it. It is about sitting in it currently. What does love feel like? Moving it with love with it right now, whatever you're feeling about love and whatever you see love to be, having its way now, moving in it now, being in it now, acting from that space in the present. And that will become your conception. It'll become your current reality. But it does take practice. So stay with me as we continue to read from Neville Goddard's teachings. So thank you for tuning in for this narration of Neville Goddard's book, I Know My Father. I'll see you next time.